You guessed it, I'm still Travis Moody here from A Toy Kind of Mood with yet another G.I. Joe Classified Series review. And this wraps up the wave of reviews. Thank you all for watching. And if you dig this video, definitely hit the like button, give us a subscribe, hit the reminders, all that fun YouTube stuff, because I may have very well just saved the best for last. But that's only if you like. Anyway, the TECHNO-VIPER is Cobra's combat engineer base. They provide field maintenance support. They repair and destroy several fortifications, so that's right. The TECHNO-VIPER's arrival will definitely please those who voted Delta, aka Purple, in the Ron Rudat His Tank Specialist Tactician vote, because this is about as close as you're going to get. I know. Folks not fans of sci-fi and want everything so fatigued in their Joes aren't going to be thrilled with this character, but those looking for a little bit of wacky, and let's just face it, this entire wave was pretty wacky, minus Airborne. There's a lot here new, but I did discover some reuse that I have not seen anyone else point out in the community. Yes, you're out there. It's probably millions and millions of you who pointed it out. In my neck of the woods, I did not see this. But before we get to that, we've got to talk about what's new. The shoulder pauldrons appear to be new. As always, if I mess up, let me know in the comments. It helps the algorithm. Chest plate, got all these plugs and hoses. So what we could do is... But before we go any lower, this is not what I was going to point out. But we get the same belt. That's interesting. Just get the silver buckle, but we got the same holster. One's just bright yellow. That's brilliant reuse to me. See that? Even the detail going down the harness, everything there. And while we're at it, we might as well talk about the sidearm because, yep, you guessed it. That's right. It's from the bat. As always, sidearm goes in the holster like that. I have this guy out here because I've been showing a lot of Mindbender lately. Remember, he's been doing cardio. But there's nothing here from Mindbender minus an accessory, which we'll get into. But I definitely wanted to compare the purples. Mindbender's is a little more pink raspberry, if you will, while more on the lavender side for TeleViper time. Comparing that purple seems to be the same. We have two different the color purples on, and it looks close. It might, I'm looking off camera here, and it might not reflect in the light, but I'm pretty sure the base purple is the same. If you feel differently, you know what to do. Help out that algorithm, leave a comment. But yeah, if you want to see, the light is going to be tricky. Why don't we switch sides? See if that helps at all. Yeah, it does look lighter on camera, but in person it's very close. Very close to the same purple. That's funky. That is real funky. But I definitely want to show you that they got the same hands. Same hands, 1-to-1. Not a shade different. So real cool there. But their devices, of course, on their gauntlet devices are different. But yeah, that purple definitely looks lighter on camera, but man, my eyes are screwing with me off camera. So maybe not the same purple. And then, yeah, the shoulder pauldron helmet purple is definitely darker. So these boots were made for operating. And as you remember in my Big Boa review, for all 3 people that watched it, I showed off these boots. Man, Viper's got the tallest boots, but I don't know, guys. This is all new boot. I looked everywhere. Didn't see it. Didn't catch it. But I did find this. And I did not see this pointed out anywhere. Now let's look at the boot. Same size, different, but look at the knee pads. And I'm sure it's reused from someone else. Someone will tell me in the comments, and that's great because look at those pants now. Is there any way to take this off without... I don't see a way they do, but I'm willing to bet these are the same pants. Let's look at every step of the way there. Look at that. And we'll go on the back. Look at that. That's right. Same diaper. Got the pocket on the left. The legs are the same. And then we'll go crotch watching, everyone's favorite. It's the same. The belt's the same. We've got the same legs as Tripwire, guys. And I don't know who came before Tripwire. I did not review that one. It was during the time where if I didn't get something early, I was angry and didn't review it. But, you know, those times have changed. I'm now just kind of angry. But then let's look at the torso. Look at that bottom torso right there. I think that's the same, no? Looks like more creases for Tripwire on the right, but that could just be a lighting thing. Let's see if we can get that focused up in there. Yeah, that's tight. And of course it's hard because looking at the arms, we get the same arms. Maybe the gauntlet underneath. See if we get the gauntlet underneath is... I think that's the same too. That purple gauntlet underneath, you see the wrist communicator thingamajig. That's the same. It's just purple. Elbow pads, got the wrinkle, same. Arms the same. This is Tripwire, guys. No, it's a different piece. The one on the right, as you can see, is more boxy. The other one's more rectangle. Oh, okay. Wow, so similar though. So similar. But those arms are definitely the same. Elbow pads, legs, belt, diaper. Yeah, so the upper torso is different. Wow, so close. Amazing stuff. Better look at the wrist communicator. See if we can keep that in focus here. There we go. Oh, that's nice. A lot of cool detail. He definitely knows who he works for, that's for sure. Speaking of holographic displays, we've got this one really cool. Remember, it was just that orange blob digital renders, and we're like, a lot of you got it right away. But once again, he's reminded of his occupation and who he is. I might have moved the display closer to the hand so it doesn't quite get, he doesn't have to wrap his whole head around this way. He can kind of look this way because the articulation on this figure obviously is limited because of all the hoses, and you get the shoulder pauldron, and you know, he's a very bulky kind of figure, so he almost has to look this way. In case you're wondering, he is a little loose at the waist there. We've got our plasma cutting welder rifle thing majig, and a lot of detail on it. Would have been nice to have maybe a silver color paint app. All right, so we've got our hose. It's reuse from the TECHNO-VIPER right there. At least let's show the TECHNO-VIPER and Dr. Mindbender. Yeah, same thing. So there's that. All right, we got our backpack that I don't want to spend too much time on because I just realized I talked about it and didn't record it. So see the gauge. That's the place you put all the pneumatic tools. You guys all have this figure. You know what's up. It all fits in there. Cool. Funky thing about this backpack is that there's somewhat of a little bit of a controversy that it can go either way. As you can see, there's room for 2 hoses, but only 1 hose, you know, cost and all that. But you can already see what the issue is because you get your peg up top instead of the bottom, because and plug it in there, you know, plug it there, and then unless he's holding his rifle way up, you could see that there's not enough give on the hose. But you know, they already had 2 hoses, so they weren't going to give us a whole new one. So you could see how that could be, you know, a problem. But if we move the backpack to the bottom, you put it on the bottom, and now dude has way more give for his duty. So that works out pretty nicely. Probably prefer it on the bottom. And it does have the handle on the top. And honestly, it can go just wherever the hell you want. Right? You could put these whatever the hell you want. You can have a blurry camera because you're using both hands. And because... So we got our hammer. We've got our claw. And we've got our other claw that's a wrench. So they look so similar. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a wrench. That's a hammer. And that's a claw. Our pneumatic tools, ladies and gentlemen. But no, really, we call them pneumatic tools because they connect to the hose. You can put any of them. They all fit. They all mix and match. You could also take Mindbender or TECHNO-VIPER's hose, and you got the double hose there. I know the hose color is going to be different, but hey, it's just an option. You know, why not? You can look at his display. He's got dual wielding tools. You could put the blaster in one hand and a tool in the other. Oh, it's pretty cool. It's not bad for options. So yeah, should have came with one more hose, but it's pretty plentiful. Looking at the back of the package, it's my favorite because it's over in Asia and we've got TECHNO-VIPER there in the mean streets. Lots going on. Filthy trash bag and smashed up tank. And I don't know if that would be an Easter egg for any kind of vehicle coming out, but total cyberpunk feel. So really digging that. Looking at the art, it's super, super purple. Make Prince very proud for sure. And the final look at this gorgeous packaging with the art on the front that is going away in the next wave. Shed a tear, everybody. So the TECHNO-VIPER's my favorite in the wave. It's close. Airborne is so good. So good. But since I bought two of these, I'm going to give the slight edge to the TECHNO-VIPER. Yeah, it's missing a hose, but as you could see in this picture, it's not that hard to borrow someone else's. And I know you bought multiple TeleVipers with those trouble bubbles. Have one of those dudes fly a Cobra flight pod and you got yourself a hose. And sure, it's black, but whatever. Man, these guys are fun. I was only going to do one as a specialist, but gotta have two. Now you can see why I gotta have two. Lots of dope possibilities of working on the tank or just taking a 10-1 break. I love these guys. 4.5 whiskeys, tied with Airborne, top of the wave for many different reasons, but lots of fun, pretty faithful to the OG, which I sadly never had as a kid, but everything just looks amazing. Prince would be happy, and so would you, because... Well, that wraps it up for this wave of 114 to 118. Coming up next, retro carded rankings. That's right, Duke, Recondo, and Scarlet will be ranked. Which one will hold the top spot? Find out in my next G.I. Joe Classified Series video. But until then, check us out every Wednesday, 7 Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern on a Toy Kind of Mood. Live streams every week. And we'll catch you in the twirl.